guys. Hey, guys. Welcome to another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing lovely. I hope that life has brought you to a great place thus far. I am here to encourage and inspire you on this beautiful day. and how is everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. Um, just a bit of announcements just to get them out of the way. Hello World is here every day between the hours of something and something. And we talk about everything and anything. Sometimes there's topics, other times there's other things going on. So please come out whenever you see. But if you don't know when I go live, just simply subscribe. Turn on that little notification bell. And that way, when YouTube alerts you, you'll see that I'm live. Also, there are other platforms that Be the Difference Clothing is on. Those platforms can be found at B as in boy, T as in Tom, D as in dog, LLC. So feel free to click on any platform and you should see that we are there. We have a new segment called Listening Sessions with Joy. You can book your session where it's designed for you to talk about whatever you need to talk about. And you have an hour, and you can book it at Be the Difference LLC at Gmail or text 201-540-9104. Ooh, we have a member. We have a member. And it's Brooklyn and White Boy. Hey, Brooklyn. Hey, love to travel with Wade. How you doing? Good to see you guys. I hope your day was well. How are you guys doing today? How are you feeling? And also this Friday we have, oh, I'm glad I reminded myself. This Friday will be the it will be the Black Friday pop-up. And so you can come through and support some local entrepreneurs, including myself. And definitely come on and feel free to shop your little heart's desire out. What else? Other than that, there are tons of playlists. Find one, watch them, and if it encourages you, yes. If it makes you laugh, yes. If it makes you cry, for real. And if it makes you just feel good inside, that's the whole idea. Let me tell you how my day was. Hey, Prince, how you doing? Welcome to Hello World. Good to see you. So I woke up this morning. I went to work. Work was good. Listen, y'all. Let me segue real quick. So I'm only eating 2 Skittles. And why? Even if you only have 1 Skittle in your mouth, it sounds like you got a whole bag of Skittles in your mouth, right? I just got 2 Skittles. And it's like, girl, your mouth is filled with flavor. It's bursting with flavor. Don't it make you want a Skittle now? You're like, oh, I want a Skittle. I want to hear that. I want to feel how that's, right? Yes, you do. Anyway, back to my day. So lunch was good today, y'all. I made my own version of shrimp and broccoli, but I actually gave myself some shrimp. Okay? Because you know how when you go to the Chinese food store, you ask for shrimp and broccoli, they give you like 4 pieces of shrimp and a whole bunch of broccoli. Or they give you a few pieces of shrimp, few pieces of broccoli, and a whole platter of rice. Right? Am I right or wrong? They be skimping on the stuff that costs too much. All right. So I made my own version. And they was swimming with shrimp. The shrimp overpowered the broccoli. I was like, well, dang, I can't pair the last few shrimp. I couldn't pair with no broccoli because it was gone. I was like, okay. So lunch was really good. I was excited about lunch all day anyway. And, now I'm here. I don't think I'm going to make anything, although I do have to prepare for Friday. Oh, shoot. I do have to prepare for Friday, so I probably should gather some things now so I don't have to come back here again until the weekend. That's what I'll do. I'll gather a few items so you guys can take a look at them, and if you want to purchase something, boom, it'll be there for you. And now I'm here. So I'm thankful that I made it through another day, that it was peaceful, it was enjoyable, and more than anything, I'm grateful that I made it through. So let's see. Prince, how was your day? I hope you guys are good. Come on, talk. Let me find out how your day was. So, man, I had a whole... Okay, finding the why. That's the name of the topic, but the title was too long, so I had to cut it back. Finding the why. Like, for example, why are you subscribed to Be the Difference Clothing? Because obviously it meets a certain je ne sais quoi, or a certain level of fulfillment in your life. You don't have to answer the question. It's pretty much rhetorical. It's just, we need to understand the reasons why we do. And we need to dissect it sometimes, because the days of us just rolling with the flow and doing everything without any real foundation to why we're doing what we do has to stop. If we're going to plant roots, we have to plant it on solid, fertile, in solid, fertile soil, so that we're not wavering on why we did what we did or why we chose what we chose. So find the why. Your day was busy, moving, lawn painting. Oh, that sounds nice. Purpose of our daily routines. Hey, AKA, how you doing? I already told y'all I don't really have no set anything no more. I've really lost the track of days now. I'm just like, wait a second, it's today. And I'm like, whatever. And, I took some time off. So I was just like, what day is it? Because I'm not used to that routine that I was so adjusted to for so long. Why am I doing it? Here's the reason why. Because I want to live a more fulfilling life. And to me, a more fulfilling life is something that I have to learn, because I was never taught truly what a fulfilling life was, not for my entire spirit, right? We can get a roadmap of what would be an ideal way to live life, but each and every one of us is coded with different experiences that we're supposed to experience that will make our lives a little bit more fruitful. 1 second. I have to turn the extra heat on. So now I'm unfolding why I actually do things. You know what I'm saying? What up, 12? How you doing? Hey, Big Daddy. How you doing? In the words of Reverend Brown from Coming to America, say, joy, joy. How you doing? I don't know if I did that right. But why? And then realize there's a reason why we are gravitating to specific things. Sometimes those specific things would be general, and then other times it's more in tune with how you can operate better. Maybe sometimes that would be a dietary thing. Maybe sometimes it would be a separation of being around a certain type of people. But once we say, you know what, I chose that, but why? Same thing as, why did you choose the job that you work at? Or why did you choose the passion that you work through or for? Find out the why. It's super important because then you'll value yourself a little bit more. Shoot, that gives me something to do later. Like, why, Joy? Why do you want to be so inspirational? Oh, I know my why. My why and why I push so hard for inspiration, motivation, is because for every time it was kept from me or stolen from me or just not given to me, I don't want anybody else to experience what I was supposed to have, or at least what I think I was supposed to have. That equated to lack. So, knowing pain from those experiences, I don't want anybody else to experience that. Or at least open your eyes, or open all of our eyes to how, if you're aware of how you treat another human being and how it can impact your own life, negative or positive, you might be a little different. Everybody's journey is different, right? I can't answer for you. You can't answer for me. I'm just telling you verbatim my why as to why Be the Difference even exists. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? I got you thinking. That's what I'm saying, girl. I started thinking too. Because I was like, wait a second. Why do you like to travel? What is inside of you? Is it something in your DNA? Is there someplace you're ultimately supposed to be to meet the right person to help them through whatever they're going through, or maybe to encourage them to keep moving and pushing further so that they can be the next person to excel and inspire the whole world? We don't know the reasons why, but once we start to study ourselves a little bit more, the value gets a little bit. What they say now, yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's thought process is no longer useful for today because it stopped right there. Now you have to keep on elevating higher. So figure out your why. Why do you eat certain things? Why do you gravitate to winter versus summer versus spring versus autumn? Why? Why do you like to change your clothing more than others, or your wardrobe more than others? Why? Why do you like to shop or not shop? Why do you love children or don't love children? Not in a bad way, because some people just prefer not to be around kids. They deal better with adults, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if we figure out the intricacies of ourselves, or the intricate pieces of the workings or inner workings of our lives, wouldn't that be dope? I think it would be. Shoot, I want to try. Love, girl. I'm like, ooh, I got to start thinking too. Latanya, how you doing, Latanya? Good to see you. Travel, freedom, ultimate experiences. I know that's right. And those experiences can create stories. It can create a book. It can create you becoming a travel guide to those who need someone they can trust to take them to another country and show them things that they may not have known because you have done the groundwork. Do you see how deep that can go? From your love to travel to becoming somebody's tour guide on vacationing, people paying you so you could travel for free. Girl! And age don't matter. Even if you're 22, 62, 42, 52, it has no bearings on what you can do. Because if it was instilled in you, implanted in you, then that's part of your journey for you. And you're supposed to share your world. Don't you leave. Promise I'll be there whenever you need me there. Share my world. Don't you? That's Mary J. Blige, y'all. That's that one. What's that album? Share My World. That's the album. But really, guys, find out the why. If you wake up at a certain time during the day or night and you normally are asleep, find out why. What is it that is pulling you to wake up? These subtle things that we allow to just go right in front of our life, that we don't really pay much attention to, can be so important. So if you do wake when you're normally asleep, maybe it's time for you to pray, meditate. Maybe it's time for you to start working that vision, that dream, that goal. Or maybe it's time for you to pick up that phone. Who knows? We have a member. We have a member. And it's Wellness with Frugal Mama. The new trainers in the building. I think independence is very interesting. It sure is, 12. Stretch Nation. Hey, Patricia, how are you? Welcome to Hello World. Yes, that whole album, yes. And so is My Life, My Life, My Life, My Life. Girl, Mary had something good back then. I don't know about, I don't know about the rest of it. Love that song. Yes, girl. Shoot, I think I might use that on my next video that I post on either TikTok or Instagram. I'm going to make it work. But find out the why. Why would I start singing Share My World? I don't know. It just popped in my head. Maybe there's nothing to it. But I'm just saying. Actually, it related to some of you. Because y'all like, ooh, nostalgia. Maybe it would bring you back to that moment in time when you enjoyed that song to remind you of why you enjoyed that song and what you were doing when that song was playing in that time frame. And maybe it's to reinvigorate or inspire you at that very moment at whatever you were doing to address it and do it. Or to address it, maybe that was a trauma and overcome it. Or maybe it was a good thing and to still live in that good. I don't know. Like I said, it could go so many different directions. But there's purpose in everything. You know how like fossils are? You know how like they have the dinosaurs and they become fossils? We're just making imprints on so many levels. And I believe if we study the pattern of our imprints, some of us have been walking in the same circle and just going deeper, deeper, deeper down. And walking that circle so much we haven't even realized how far down we've been. Then when we open that circle more, it becomes more even. And maybe it's no longer a circle, but a straight path. The imprints that we consistently make in our thoughts, where we go, who we speak with, what we do on our personal time, on our work time, on our relational time, there's levels. It makes sense to me right now. And it's just coming to me just now, like it's popping in my head. I'm like, ooh. But those imprints can become more beautiful than you could have ever imagined once you strategically figure out where you need to be for the moment that is more necessary for you to be in. I don't know, y'all. Sometimes I'll be like, ooh, child, what in the world? Say that again. I'll be like, I can't remember what I just said. But it makes sense to me. Hey, that girl, Charnette, how you doing? Good to see you. You better make me remember. Do you remember the time when you were back then? Will you remember the time when this song came out? Do you remember the time? I bet you remember. I bet you remember. I bet you remember. I bet you remember. Woo! I bet you remember. Yes. I bet you remember. It's important for us to remember things too. Because not everything that happened to us has to keep happening. All I know is that the more we continuously work on ourselves, routines won't be as important. It's being more strategic in how you live. That will become the more important focal point in your perception. Because up until this point, all of our perceptions have been built on someone else's ideas and ideals and foundations. When you going to be strong enough and fearless enough to walk in your own foundation? When? Right now. I gave you a time frame. Now, duh. Yes. I bet you remember. Hey, I bet you remember. Time. Maybe it's time we do revisit some of those old wounds. Maybe it's time we need to revisit some of those childlike, fun attributes about ourselves that we thought were too adult-like to do. I don't care what anybody says, no matter how ageless I become. You want to see me just like this? I don't care. Can nobody take my youth away? Because once you take my youth away, you take my life away. Because what happens with youth? They're filled with energy. They're rejuvenated. And they always see that the future is always bright and that there's so much opportunity. Whether they tell us or not, they believe it. Because every day is fun until you got to go to school. I know. But after school, snack time, video game time. And then it's read me a bedtime story, mommy, daddy, whoever. You know, because some people were raised by guardians. So that's why I said whatever. Maybe you do need to get back into that. So you can remember how much fun you used to have. So you can go back to that. Remember those wonderful times. Remember those wonderful times. Recreate some of those memories with your families. Love worlds. Hold on, y'all. Worlds in need of love today. Don't delay. Send it in right away. Hey. Y'all, you know who that reminded me of? I vividly remember that because a long time ago, I used to go to this place called the Village Underground, and so many celebrities, musician celebrities, but whatever. The host, his name was Ron Grant. That man could sing. And I don't know why I just think about him so often now. He passed away, I guess about 3 years ago. I don't know, but he was a part of my world. I didn't see him as much because I stopped going. You know, I was going in a different direction, in a different path. And so I just slowed down on going so much. But he used to sing that song. And I mean, if you would have heard his voice, him and the other women that were down there singing, I mean, all of these people were actually, they started off with background singing for like all of these high profile celebrities that you guys know of. And I think I just saw one of them. Stevie, somebody posted something from TikTok onto Instagram, and it was Stevie Wonder singing um, to I forget the rapper's name, but he was beatboxing, and Stevie Wonder was singing, and I saw the background singing. I was like, oh snap, there she go. At least she's still working. I mean, her voice is a powerhouse. But anyway, that's the caliber of music I was used to hearing. And when he passed away, I didn't even know he passed away. I found out from an Instagram post. But I'll never get to hear the richness of his voice again. So please, wherever you are, and if you enjoy somebody, please don't hesitate in telling them, and don't hesitate in enjoying that thing. Because there will come a time when all of us will be separated permanently. But boy, his song, when he sang that song right there, it was always amazing. And that sound guy really, really made their voice sound real good too. But they had it naturally anyway. But find out the why. Why did I go down there so often? Because I had a love for music. Good music. And music has always been a part of me, an extension of me. And I had the most exhilarating experiences down there. Met some really cool people. Taught me some lessons too. Not bad ones, but just taught me some lessons. But I'll never forget that moment in time, and how much now I wish I was still in that moment and I could have embraced it more. Because let me tell you guys, when you were down there, it was different every time. From the drummers to the guitarist to the bass player to the keyboard to the organist, like it was different. It was a different experience every time. I loved it. But I'll never, ever be ungrateful for that experience. That was probably one of the best parts of my life. They having a concert outside, y'all. They having a concert. Anyway, I went off into a little remembrance. All I have now is the memory. Because it was one of those things where nobody really recorded. It was like when you were there, you were just there. So I think the last time I went down there, the same group of us that ended up meeting, I mean, like, we had New York and Jersey meeting up. And we used to go every week, so we all got to know each other, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the last time I was down there was the last time I saw him. And it was their last night at the Village Underground. So we all had like a little reunion. And they all came out. They all came out. And his voice was amazing still. But I cherish those moments I had. Be good to people. Because you never know, one day, the same people that you may not have been as good to that you could have been to might be the same ones that need to vouch for you. So treat everybody as equally kind as possible. And if it's somebody that you absolutely cannot endure, then say bye-bye. Say bye-bye in a nice way. You know, just, excuse me. You know, you put the pinky up. Excuse me. Going to the restroom. You know, and head out. Afro! Hey, Afro, how you doing? Hey. What's up, Uniquely Lavish? Y'all need to get over to Uniquely Lavish page if you haven't. Yesterday was Wednesday, right? Was that today? Did you do that today? I don't even remember. Maybe it was yesterday you did it. Anyway, Uniquely Lavish had a little segment where she shows you different stay-at-home jobs you can do. And I was like, ooh, I wish I could squeeze like a day or two in there for that. So, and she does her red flag. Listen, Uniquely, I know I'm not there every time, but you know you've made an impact in my life if I remember it. And I talk about it every time I see you. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Just one little Skittle got my whole mouth watered up. You would think I was eating like a whole bag full of them, right? Don't it make you want one? Because you're like, ooh, that smacking kind of sound like that Skittle good. It is. It is. Yes, I was there yesterday. Okay, so it was yesterday. So go check out her channel. She has things planned out, which is dope. So you know what you can expect. So, anyway, y'all, find out your why in this life. Everything that you do. Why do you eat at a certain time? Why? Is it because you want to, or is it because you were taught? And if it was because you were taught, then start eating at a different time. Start living your life your way, even down to the nitty gritty. Only thing that I say don't change is when you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, gargle, and wash your butt if you plan on leaving the house. That's all the prerequisite is. Other than that, switch it all up. Switch it all up, and you'll see the difference in how your life flows. Sometimes room will be made once you're ready to make it. Ooh. Room will be made when you're ready to make it. That's a quote, y'all. Hold on, let me write it down. Don't take my quote. Hold on. Room will be made when you're ready to make it. Bam. That's another quote, y'all. That's another quote. Don't take it. It's mine. You heard it here first. But I'll probably go into my next book. So, with that being said, I hate when people say that. But again, these are reasons why you need to start evaluating even the little pieces of why you do things. It'll all make sense to you eventually, but you have to put the work in there. Joy, my mom loves when you are excited to write your quotes down. Oh, hey, Petra. Hey, Afro's mom. How you doing? But yeah, because I was like, if I don't write it down now, I'm going to forget. And I'm quick to forget. And I'm not rewinding this live. It's not happening. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. You are beautiful and amazing. Don't ever, ever forget that. When you find out the reasons why you do what you do, why you've been doing it for as long as you've been doing it, then life is going to get a little bit more exciting and untangled, because you'll now be in control of untangling and restitching the way it's supposed to be. Don't forget, follow me on all social media platforms, btdllc. I appreciate you guys. My name is Joy from Be the Difference Clothing, and I am signing out on another episode of Hello. Oh, and I appreciate you guys that for being here and hanging out. So I'm signing out on another episode of Hello